Here's the view outside our cabin.
It was 19.
Our place is called the Pine Lodge, which is kind of funny to me because first time Kirsty and I went camping, we stayed in Pine Woods. You want to give me a tour?
Uh-huh.
Can you show me where the barbecue pit is?
Okay.
Okay. Do I get to follow you? What do we make in the barbecue pit tonight? Turn around and tell me. Jeffrey, turn around and tell me. What do we make in the barbecue pit? What do we make? What do we make in the barbecue pit? Yeah, I know, but what do we make in there? What do we make? Chicken? Chicken? This is the view in our back area. Up there on the top of the hill, the house that looks different than everything else is the people that own the place's house. What are you showing me? What are you showing me, Jeffrey? Well, if it's the playground, it's probably going to be wet because of all the rain we've had, Bubba. I know, but I think it's wet because of all the rain we've had.
Like this?
It's probably wet because of all the rain we had. Yeah.
This?
What is this?
Chairs.
I couldn't hear you. What?
This is tables and chairs.
Tables and chairs? Yeah. What
This
is?
door.
Okay.
The door and the stairs.
Yeah, and these stairs? What's up these stairs? What's up these stairs?
The stairs.
Well, you know, can you show me your most precious thing that you've gotten so far?
Mommy,
Can you show me your rocks? Can you show me your rocks?
Then
Can you show me your rocks? I want to see your rocks. Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Can you show me your rocks? I want to see your rocks. Come over here in the light. Okay.
This one.
What kind of rocks are they?
This is crystal and it's got purple and this is the black.
Yeah. Are they pretty cool?
And I got the museum.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show you our room. Show our room.
Can you show me the room?
Our room. Come on, Daddy.
I'm coming up. You're right there.
Our room.
What's in our room?
This has got me and this. We got a cat, a bed, a puppy, and this is blankets.
Yeah, more extra blankets. Just in case you need him. Where's Puppy? What's Puppy doing?
He's eating.
He's sleeping.
He's eating.
Is he snoring?
He's eating.
He's eating.
Then he'll
No, it's Saturday. I'm going to bed at 9:30. Yeah, 8:30. It's not the time.
And I'm going to show you my brother. Josh.
Can you show us your brother, Joshua? Who's that? The big kid over there?
My brother. They come with the more down, the more going downstairs.
Okay.
The more going down.
Okay. Well, we're done with videotaping tonight, okay? You saying bye, Jeff?
These are dead. They're just the bones.
Dinosaur.
What is it, Jeffrey? It was 1912 you were saying? 1912? Everything's 1912.
Doesn't that look like a snowball? These are different rocks. These are crystals over here.
Look, it says please touch.
Those these look like fingers?
I think those are our bacteria.
What does it
No,
feel like
this is just sand, some white crystals.
I got my rocks and my rock collection.
What is this, number 1?
Petrified wood. That's pretty cool.
This one, what is this one?
How can petrified wood? How can wood be petrified?
Well, you should probably ask the expert over here.
Yeah, there's that. I'm sure he could tell you.
Come on.
So basically what happens is this piece of wood actually would have got through and actually had mineral exchange with it. So what it was doing is it was replacing, like regular bones, they're usually a phosphorus type material. Phosphorus can take on other elements, and that's actually what happens, is it actually replaces, usually replaces stuff like calcium in it with another mineral or element or some sort of thing like that, if I can speak, sorry, and becomes a rock, essentially. So what you have is a giant rock, and then actually what's the cool part about this particular piece of wood here is it not only got petrified, it then had a silica-rich water go over it and actually opalized it. And that's all this light blue stuff in here.
And that's what made it smooth, or is that what they cut
Oh,
it?
no, we made that
Oh,
smooth.
okay.
No, but
Those are
it's
still hard.
yeah, but all of this, scientifically wise, this piece of wood actually pretty much means nothing
Oh.
because it got opalized.
Yeah.
You can't even, there's no growth rings anymore. You can't even tell how old the tree is
Oh.
or was, I should say. But yeah, it's one of those. Scientifically, it means nothing, but you know, to a geologist and paleontologist, they still look really fantastically
Yeah.
awesome. Like I would love to have this as my end piece.
Now, where did they find this?
They actually found this not too far from here. It was
Oh.
a couple of miles, a few miles south from here in that forest down there.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
Yep, they found it by a river, which is probably what led to it being opalized, is that river over there.
Thank you.
And there's a that's
Yeah.
You want to touch it? You want to touch the plane?
Yeah, you touched it. There's a big Goodyears or whatever they are.
we have a good shop, not a good shop.
Well, we're not going to buy something from every place we go.
C-54, the Douglas. What do you think, Jeff? Is that cool?
The rocks. When an airplane crashed.
What is that right there? Love you too, buddy.
I just found you, Daddy.
You just found me?
Yeah.
Cool.
No man was catching faster than
South Dakota is a land rich in heritage and history. South Dakota, westward settlers eventually won war with the Dakota Indians.
This is Andros on there.
And I think that the class on the day that I flew knew that they could get by with a lot of.
We have to have multiple people sitting there.
Ready to go, Josh?
Crew will enter the capsule through the 8-ton blast door and assume operational alert from the off-going crew. In order to relieve the off-going crew, the new crew was required to inventory all
So Josh, how old are you now?
11.
Let's document it. So years from now we can say, how old was Josh this time? Go ahead. Movement's okay on video. What do you think, Josh?
Nice. 5 inches low.
Hi, here's someone's picture.
It's alright, it's video. We don't care. Guys, why don't you get in there? Jeffrey, Jeffrey, Josh, go get in there. Jeffrey, go get in there.
They're like, oh, we have to.
Yeah. You guys should do something really funny.
Oh yeah, this is really cool.
They're trying to get this driving in down to
And George Washington and
Thomas Jefferson and Teddy Roosevelt. What do you want to do?
go back and see.
Because we get to walk up closer to it. You want to do that? Stay closer? Okay, yeah, we'll do that in a few minutes.
That's the
Getting to be too big too fast, Josh. That's all I have to say. Josh, go ahead of me.
Warning. Climbing prohibits beyond the point. Yeah, it's not big of a cave. It's not really. It's not really a cave at all. Are you actually taking pictures or videos?
Videos. That's right, there's watching.
Be right here.
Yep.
It's a tradition.
Oh. Strenuous trail. I'm okay with
Holding up there, buddy?
So you were right.
what?
They did have some stuff.
Yeah.
Washington, Lincoln, and Roosevelt.
It's a museum.
That's a what?
A museum.
You see a museum down there? Yeah.
Wait, that's a museum.
What's over there? I see some big boulders there. Josh. What do you think?
You said you would hold it.
You are right. Yeah.
No, we not.
The map never lies.
We were here.
Okay, they're showing us number 21.
There.
This double explosion. Got a picture you want to pull up, and then you have to push it down. This one.
I hope to.
And go.
Need some painting for the show.
That's cool. It's beautiful.
Oh, I thought you said TV. Can I take your picture?
Turn around, guys. Turn around.
on Google Earth, I should go to see crazy. Yeah, I want to see.
Good afternoon. Le Yuha Tatanka Apsicha. Le Chingshi. Majestic Wankia. Fairbanks. Julian Starkey. It's my Takoja, my grandson. My grandson here is the 8th generation grandson of the chief sitting bull. He's dressed in the Northern Men's traditional dance style. What that means is that when he walks on Mother Earth, he walks humbly. He remembers the sacred ways of our ceremonies, and when he walks that way, he lives that way. He is a living prayer, and to dance that living prayer is a real blessing. When he dances, to see him move the way that he does is a real blessing for me. If you've never seen, how many of you have been to a powwow? You're going to be able to see a young grand champion being made. To see him dance is a blessing. Hello?
Hello.
Guys, I'm gonna move. Yep.
Crazy Horse will be the world's largest monument. It's larger than any of the pyramids. It's 8 feet taller than our Washington Monument. Crazy Horse's face alone is even larger than the Sphinx in Egypt. Now, this particular mountain is a red granite rock. The red color comes from iron. Makes this mountain an ideal colored stone to depict the man of the red race from, like Crazy Horse. Now, the iron in this mountain holds a lot of advantages and disadvantages for us, and I'm going to talk about some of those on the tour. There's no completion date here. We merely move ahead as best we can with what we have to work with. Being all privately funded, that in itself is a great unknown factor. Structure of the mountain, weather delays, government regulation, who knows what could come along to slow down the progress here. But, questions before we get started? Are you going to step off the bus at the bottom of the mountain to take those good pictures? Another great time to ask any questions that might come to mind. En route, the bus is extremely noisy. I do plug into the PA system here. And I don't hear so good anymore, so questions are pretty difficult. Sir?
How many people work on the mountain?
The mountain itself?
On regular, yeah.
10. 3 of them are Korshak's children. Korshak's daughter Monique is in charge of the project. She's a world-class sculptor like her father. She holds a degree in sculpture and engineering from the University of Wyoming. Her brother Cashmere is the foreman of the mountain crew. He's the boy that rolled the cat off the mountain in the film, by the way. And their younger brother Mark, he runs the gravel crushing operation here. You'll see him hauling the gravel with that antique Kenworth dump truck. He also takes care of all the timber here, builds, maintains all the roads. And that man's here every day of the year.
When you say there's no completion date, is there any completion date on any of the segments that they're kind of anticipating, like the horse's head or the arm?
Well, I've heard them speculate, hopefully 15 years, they'll have the arm, the hand, pointing finger, and the horse's head finished. And we did just receive a $10 million contribution to see that happen. So that's going to definitely expedite the progress here. That's for sure. Anything else come to mind? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. How long had Mrs. Z been sick before she died?
Oh, 90 days.
Really?
Well, she'd probably been sick before that, but she didn't go to the doctor.
Was it pneumonia?
So she went to the doctor. They had massive surgery on her. And she didn't respond to the chemo.
Okay.
So she went to hospice pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did she die? When did she
Real
die?
tough situation for the long timers here.
When did she die?
The 21st of May.
Oh, wow.
Yep, she pretty much ran this place from her kitchen table right in the visitor center. You know, I'd start the bus business in the morning, she'd hand me the ticket box, and when I closed out at night, it went right to her. You bet. Trust me, she's the kind of gracious lady she's depicted in that film. I'll tell you something else, when need be, that lady was tough as nails. You bet. Nobody ran over her. A lot of people tried. When Korshak died, they tried to take this place away from her and take it over, but you guys ready to go? Yeah. Okay. Now the white paint you see on that mountain wall outlines the horse's head, of course. The circle is the horse's eye, his ears right up on top. That's just painted on that rock to help everybody's imagination picture where this giant horse's head is going to take shape. By the way, those white lines on that mountain wall are a minimum of 3 feet wide. The 2 benches or stair steps of rock just below the white paint, right above the tree line in front of us, that's where the drilling and blasting is taking place. The mountain crew is working on bringing this mountain down to get below that horse's muzzle or mouth area. Within a few months, they should reach that level. The crew will then move up here on top of the mountain. And they're going to start working on that hand and pointing fingers of Crazy Horse. Crazy Horse's hand and pointed fingers will actually be the next finished part of this project. This gigantic horse's head over the next decade should really take shape here. When complete, the horse's head alone will be as tall as a 22-story building. The big horse. Now personally, I'm kind of glad we aren't carving the other end of the horse. Hey, I was told by an expert if we carved the other end of the horse here, we'd be overrun with politicians here looking for their ancestors. Yeah. Now, this mountain of red granite rock, ideal colored stone to depict the man of the red race from. The iron in this mountain does attract a lot of lightning. The biggest weather delay we face here comes in the summer season with the lightning threat. That also shuts down the bus tours. Now in the winter months, our crew makes tremendous progress here on the mountain. They work down to a chilly 15 below 0 Fahrenheit in winter weather up there, or negative 25 centigrade. Only one person on our mountain crew has been on the job with us less than 20 years. 66 years of construction, never a fatality nor even a life-threatening injury on the job here in 66 years. How blessed could we be in that respect? Now, 3 of Korshak's children work directly in the construction of the monument. 3 children work in other areas here throughout the foundation. 3 children chose not to take this on as their life's vocation. However, all 3 do reside in the town of Custer 4 miles away. One daughter, Ann, passed on very unexpectedly 3 years ago now. Ann was curator of the museum here. And of course, we just discussed the fact that Ruth Jakowski has passed. Now, Crazy Horse's face, quite interesting. He's always changing his looks as the sun changes position throughout the day, or the cloud cover would change above him. Can really give him quite a different look. In the morning hours, that east sun shining straight into his face, he'll look very pink and smooth in the morning hours. Now this time of day, the sun is dropping in that western sky. He begins to look very chiseled or rough complected with the angle of the sun. Now you put an overcast sky above that mountain and he really gets a sober look. Trust me, a storm cloud above him, he looks angry. And a little fog around him, quite mysterious. Now the metal frame you see on top of Crazy Horse's head, that is the measuring tool. That red and white striped arm behind his head rotates on that framework in a circle on a pivot. Korshak would merely lower a plumb line from that arm downward and then measure. So this mountain was laid out just like a giant circle with its dimensions. Today the mountain crew mainly uses lasers to measure the mountain. And they feed that information into a computerized drafting program called AutoCAD. Technology has really changed every aspect of building this monument over the years. Now Crazy Horse's face is 87.5 feet tall, and that's from the top of his forehead to just under his chin where he's finished. And that makes him roughly a third larger than any of the presidents over at Mount Rushmore. Okay. Now right up here on the left is where you're going to get to step off the bus to take those good pictures. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Jolkowski in the antique Kenworth dump truck. That runs like a wristwatch, folks. That man is ingenious when it comes to keeping all this old equipment moving. Of course, we do crush a little of the mountain up for road material. That's how Mark builds all the roads and parking lots that we need here on Crazy Horse property. He also maintains all the forestry here. He and his crew have removed over 40,000 trees from this property over the last 5 winters. due to the mountain pine beetle epidemic. Now this is the back side of the mountain. You're going to see Crazy Horse's hand and pointed fingers outlined on the rock up here. So look for that as we turn around. Of course, the back side will eventually be carved just like the front. This is an end around or finished on three-sided monument. So the back side should look just as good as the front side, unlike the Kardashian sisters. Here on the left is that access road to the top of the mountain. Back in the late 60s, Korshak came up the back side of this mountain by blasting through these rock outcroppings up here. He then made his way to the mountain wall, started his famous tunnel project, the opening underneath Crazy Horse's arm. By the early 70s, the tunnel is through the mountain for the first time, and for the first time, Korshak is able to drive his big equipment up this road through that tunnel to the front side of the mountain, and then to the very top where he needed it, eliminating those 741 steps you saw him climb in the film. Now what a relief that must have been for the sculptor, but what progress followed. Now for the first time, Korshak could readily bring the big equipment to bear upon this mountain. Keep in mind, when that tunnel first went through the mountain up here, it was 2.5 times as long as it is today. That's how much of this mountain has been removed over the years. I just explained that. That's the measuring tool Korshak used to lay out the mountain. There's a 60-foot arm up there that turns in a circle. Korshak would lower a plumb line from that downward and measure. So that's how he measured the mountain out. Now Korshak's neighbor lived here. This gentleman happened to own property on the back side of the mountain. He was here when Korshak arrived. He owned property up here, which he wound up leaving the Crazy Horse Foundation. Without this man's property, that road to the top of the mountain simply wouldn't exist today. So he really played a critical role in the development of this project. Now, not to be too critical, but he did slip up a little bit. The old boy forgot to leave somebody his 27 Chevrolet. It's still right there where he left it. Definite loose end. Okay, up here's where you get to step out to take those good pictures. There'll be no smoking down here. Your boundary area runs from the left side here, the orange pylons, and the yellow roped area from the driveway down to the power pole. I'll be more than happy to answer questions, help snap some pictures for you if you like. So step on out and enjoy the gorgeous day here. Wow.
Hey, buddy. Smile. Josh, you can give us a good smile.
Josh, let Jeffrey stand on the other side.
In your shadow.
Yeah. Say cheese. Say cheese.
$5 a person. 105 of that is tax deductible as a charitable contribution to the project. Right up there.
Adding to your rock collection there, Jeffrey?
Day before too. Had 5,100 people walking there Saturday.
You want a big rock?
That's Micah. Great. Great. You see, this was an 8-disc chips are a hot formed rock and isn't cooled and crystallized. Mica, pyrite, fool's gold, feldspar, and tourmaline are the four main.
Here it is.
The world's richest mica mine is just 5 miles to the northwest of us. Now they grind it up, they use it as an insulator, microchips and such today. It's a great electrical insulator. They grind it up, the girls wear it on their face. That's a glittery makeup the girls wear.
Put it in the makeup.
Wow. It don't come home with any mica on you guys. That's a sticky deal. That's hard to explain. Big advantage is the fact that that sonic torch with that extreme heat and pressure will turn this rock into a molten state. When it cools down, the iron in the rock leaves behind a glassy, smooth, clear coat layer over the rock that seals up the cracks. Now the rock that young man is standing on over there is an actual piece of rock that was blasted from the face. It's been heated on top with that sonic torch, like the face was finished. And that's our big advantage here. With that rock seal like that, we do not suffer the freeze-thaw cycle damage that Mount Rushmore does. Now the difference in our mountain and the Rushmore mountain for the most part is the iron concentration. Of course, we're blessed with a huge dose of it. They have virtually none. So that heat and pressure treatment would be of no avail for Mount Rushmore. They continue to silicone the cracks on the presidents over there every fall. We're 17 years Crazy Horse's face maintenance free. Now this rock should wear away at a rate of 1 inch every 10,000 years. Now with that in mind, I brought that to light to a tour last year. A lady stepped up and told me that she was certain that Crazy Horse's face might even outlast Joan Rivers' face. But we'll see about that.
I'm the king of the world, Jeffrey Step.
Rock off the actual surface. Josh claiming he's king of the world from a rock.
Walk out to the end of the arm, then turn around, look in the face. Otherwise, you turn around, you just look at his chin there. So she did that, and the emotion that washed over her, blown away, would be an understatement. She broke down in tears. She was very moved by what she saw up there, and that's the superintendent of Mount Rushmore. Nurture sciences that he used to build this project. Self-educated genius. He worked on Rushmore a few months under Borglum. Served in the U.S. Army in World War II, rose to the rank of sergeant. He was wounded twice in action in World War II, last time on Normandy, on Omaha Beach. He received 2 Purple Hearts for his wounds and 2 Silver Stars for valor. Then the man came to South Dakota to build that monument. One tough customer, folks. Master plan. Okay. And Korshak worked over here at Mount Rushmore for a few months. And Borglum fired him. Borglum fired everybody, so that's no big deal. But Korshak then went back to the New York World's Fair in '39 and entered his bust to Petawowski, the Polish composer. And he took first place at the New York World's Fair. Okay, the newspapers publicize it as man that works on Mount Rushmore wins first place at New York World's Fair for his statue scene. Well, Chief Henry Standing Bear is very well educated. He was shipped off to that Carlisle Indian School in Carlisle, Pennsylvania when he was just a young lad. And so he saw that in the paper and wrote Korshak that infamous letter that asked him to build this monument. He said, "My fellow chiefs and I would like you to know that the Red Man has great heroes too, and I'd like you to depict one in stone in the Black Hills." And that brought Korshak out here to the Pine Ridge Reservation to meet with Standing Bear in 1939. And that's where he came up with the composite sketch of what Crazy Horse looked like, since there was never a photograph of him. So that's how that ball got rolling, so to speak. Now right over the burned brush pile here, power line high above it, there's a flag on the pole, and it's hard to pick out, I admit, but that gray wall of rock the sun is shining on is where Korshak's tomb is. Now he and his sons chiseled into that rock wall back there, and they finished that many years before the sculptor passed on. The man was so thorough he even built his own coffin from lumber off the property here before he died. Now, Korshak and Ruth's daughter Ann passed away 3 years ago. She's interred in a vault out in front of Korshak's tomb down here. And Ruth has joined her husband down there in a vault between her daughter and her husband. So there's a 2-acre. I'm right over that blackened brush pile between the trees. Straight above it, about power line high, there's a flag on the pole. It's hard to pick out, I admit. Yes, yes. That wall of rock through the trees, the sun is shining on back there. That's where his tomb is. Beautiful spot, very serene. By the way, they only worked on that in the winter months when they couldn't work on top of the mountain. 21st of May. Yeah. She was 87, victim of cancer. Phenomenal lady, ran this whole place from her kitchen table. Pardon? Her daughter Monique, her daughter Yaviga, and Lori Beckford. Lori's a doctorate in education. She came from the University of South Dakota. Three of them are co-CEOs of the nonprofit here. And Mrs. E stepped that all up. That's all. It's going to be a real smooth transition in that respect. Most of the employees here, you know, have been here for a long time. Never forget your dreams, Korshak's favorite slogan right up here on the sign. It also quoted as saying, every man has his mountain, I'm carving mine. Oh yeah, he was a character. Here on the right, through the trees, you get a look at some of that old equipment these guys struggled with early on. These guys were quite clever. They came to rigging this old equipment up, squeezing a tremendous second life out of it. Some of that stuff even predated World War II. Oh yeah, that was... Yeah, I think that was... the teens somewhere. I'll show you that in just a minute. I'm frequently asked how in the world did Korshak and Ruth support 10 children out here in the wilderness? I mean, you think those kids ate stone soup or what? But the answer's here on the left. Right over here, this white building, you just see the top of it. That's their dairy barn. They were some of the largest and most successful dairy farmers in the Black Hills for many decades. And the girls did most of the cow milking and chores here, while Korshak and the boys worked on the mountain. Now, Korshak also had a sawmill here. He and the boys would harvest timber and sell lumber. Today, they still raise beef cattle here on the property. So you talk about the button of ambition and ingenuity, button on the cap of ambition and ingenuity. You're talking about the Joukowsky family. Now on the left here, you see the top of a lot of buildings. That's 8 buildings, by the way, and they comprise the Visitor Center Museum complex. Crazy Horse considered to be one of the foremost museums of Native American culture in the world. Now, right down through these trees in front of us, you'll get a glimpse of that one-room schoolhouse Korshak purchased. Purchased that building, he moved it onto the property, then hired a teacher to come in to teach his children, so they never had to leave home to go to grade school. Now, I had that teacher on my bus tour here 3 years ago. Very elderly, sharp as a tack. She was a real treat, I'll tell you. I have one suspicion about the lady, though. I suspect she had a little experience in lion taming before she came here, but to the right, the rock building is the cultural center, built out of blast rock off the mountain. Many Native American artifacts on display there. Many Native American artists set up in there actually creating their artwork. Now these young men are grandsons of the great Chief Sitting Bull that entertain here with their dancing. If you haven't had a chance to see that, that is world class. Now behind the Cultural Center, Korshak's workshop, a lot of sculpture work there, as well as his 1860 stagecoach. Over the lawn, the white building is the new Mountain Museum, and that just opened its doors here a year ago. Beautiful addition to the visitor experience. And behind that, the original log cabin home of the Jolkowski family. So don't shortchange yourself, look this whole complex over. Now Nature Gates was built by Korshak and the children as a family project. That's a depiction of every plant and animal native to the Black Hills from prehistoric time to present. There's 126 figures there. Through the gate, the yellow piece of machinery is old Buddha that went kaput in the film. And through those doors behind Buddha into the buildings where your rock box is located, be sure and take a piece of this blast rock home with you. You'll be quite surprised at how heavy it is. Personally, I think so much of this rock that I took 2 big rocks home out of there last summer just for my son-in-law's life jacket. Something to keep in mind. Hey, thanks for taking the tour. Thanks for any kindnesses that may come my way, of course. Remember, laser light show every night. Starts about 9:15 in the evening. If you want to leave and come back, just step to the information counter.
Crazy Horse Memorial proudly celebrates history and dreams with legends in light. Chiefs and I would like the white man to know the red man has great heroes also. Chief Henry Standing Bear. The story of the Native American is an epic, which requires an epic scale. By carving Crazy Horse, If I can give back to the Indians some of his pride and create the means to keep alive his culture and heritage, my life will have been worthwhile. Korchak, the sculptor.